IVM.
Hey everybody, quick request once again, if you could help us out by filling out our survey. It's at ivmpodcast.com/survey. This really helps us talk to advertisers about the kinds of people listening to these shows. Really do appreciate your help, and we're going to be doing a random drawing, and we'll be sending out some IVM swag. Hope you enjoy that.
Hi, I'm Zarina Poonawalla, your peak performance coach, life coach, emotional intelligence practitioner, and NLP practitioner. I'm also the founder of Abzo Expertise Unique, and my organization constantly aims at building leaders across continents. After having worked with so many dynamic business honchos, entrepreneurs, startups, CEOs, management gurus, parents, and student communities worldwide, I am convinced that every individual has unleashed potential, and all we really need to do is realize it. Watch the magic unfold, enhance quality of life, relationships, and professions. On my show, be ready for some riveting conversations with inspirational people, snippets, stories, and much more. So here I am on this exceptional journey to find empowerment and inspiration anywhere I can. Come join me on this breathtaking path of self-realization, potential maximization, positivity, and most of all, embrace your inner power. You are on your way to empowering yourselves. Welcome to the Empowering Series with Zarina Poonawalla. Let me share some trivia about alcoholism with you. It is one of the most ancient forms of addiction. It has been dated back to the Babylonian era around 2700 BC. The Greeks probably invented their first alcoholic beverage with honey and water. And in fact, historic decisions may have been impacted by probably an alcoholic king or council. And now we have a variety of terms for alcoholism, including alcohol abuse, and recently it's been referred to as alcohol use disorder. According to the National Institute on Alcohol Abuse and Alcoholism, an alcohol use disorder, or AUD, is when one can no longer control their use of alcohol, compulsively abuse it despite its negative ramifications, and or experience emotional distress when they are not drinking. Alcohol abuse or addiction is caused due to excessive drinking, to a level or a point where the body becomes so dependent on the intake of alcohol that you cannot function without it. You start your day thinking about it, and you end your day after consuming it. So basically, your life starts revolving around your drinks, your alcohol, and that is when we have a problem. When all you think about is that next drink, even while socializing, the only question in your mind is there going to be alcohol? When you start needing that drink at brunch and lunch and supper and dinner and after dinner, that is when that one drink becomes 5 and eventually 10 and 15. You must sense your addiction. That is when you need to realize that it is harming your body if you do not stop this consumption. In fact, alcoholism or alcohol use disorder can impact your life very negatively, to the extent that you can lose your job or jeopardize your relationships, to the extent that you won't stop even if all of this happens. You need to know when this is beyond casual, occasional, or social drinking, and when it's becoming a disorder for you. So here are a few ways to detect this addiction. You have a lack of hangovers and a very high tolerance for consumption. You have increased your intake and its frequency. Drinking at odd hours and at inappropriate places, like starting your day with a drink or drinking at your workplace or even a place of worship, if you may. Being present only where alcohol is available, or you rather not be there. Your social circle is only people who indulge in drinking and share your love for alcohol. If they don't consume alcohol, you rather not have them in your social circle anymore. Keeping loved ones at a distance, lying or hiding when you get caught with a drink. finding money and selling of things to make provisions just for that drink. Legal or professional problems such as an arrest or a loss of job or violence. Need I say, alcohol addiction can result in a variety of diseases as well. Especially, it is fatal to your heart and liver. It also increases sexual problems and intimacy issues. It could lead to birth defects, loss of vision and bone density, a lack of immunity, memory loss, amongst other things. Now that we understand the signs and repercussions, let me try to help you deal with it and eliminate this problem. Acknowledging the problem solves half the problem. Living in denial is the biggest mistake people make when it comes to an addiction. Either the person suffering from this or their support group. Most people do not acknowledge the problem early enough. Take the help you need and don't make it a public deal. I have noticed people talking about their spouse when it comes to this, or maybe their child, their son or daughter. You know, he hasn't touched alcohol over a month, or she has been alcohol-free for over 3 months. Saying this in front of people in presence of the person in question has two possibilities. Either they will be motivated to continue on the same path, or they will realize they have been sober for way too long. So let self-validation come from whomsoever is suffering from alcohol use disorder. It's great when someone says, "Hey, I have been sober for over 2 months." Now that way, they are in charge of their own narrative. Take the help you need, whether it's medication or an AA meeting, whatever you need. But take help, seek help. Don't be embarrassed about it. Be patient. Dealing with alcoholism is not an overnight retreat. It's a process. Be patient and take one step at a time, one day at a time. That's all you need to do. All you need to do is just keep going on. Be patient with yourself or someone you are caring for suffering from this addiction. Do not use diversions. I'm sure that a lot of people give you this advice or counsel, but this is the worst way of dealing with alcohol abuse. The more you try to divert yourself, the more your mind will subconsciously crave for that absent dopamine rush. So instead of diverting, replace. At those times of the day that you drink, substitute it with an activity you enjoy. It should probably be physically challenging and fulfilling at the same time. Practice memory building. Alcohol abuse literally changes your brain chemistry over the years. So please practice rational thinking, logical reasoning, and memory enhancement exercises. Give yourself that fighting chance at becoming more cognizant with yourself once again. A little piece of advice to those dealing with someone suffering from alcohol addiction: keep these don'ts in mind. Don't drink around your friend or loved one, even in a social situation. Don't provide any financial assistance without authenticating where the money is going, and do not give cash in hand directly. Always use account transfers or direct transfers to whatever excuse they may give for their financial needs. Don't tell them what to do or what's best for them and pretend like you have no vices. Let them take their time. Be honest about your concern and offer your support. Let the person suffering know that you're there if they need someone to talk to. In fact, offer to take them for treatment if you can. In that way, you'll be able to supervise and also give them the support they require. Finding the right way to approach someone you think may have an alcohol use disorder can be very tough. Before you speak with them, try putting yourself in their shoes. The most important thing is to let them know that you care and that you will be there when they need your support. For anyone out there suffering from alcohol use disorder or watching people suffer around you, just remember, you can do this. You are not alone, and this is not impossible. You've got this. Be safe, be well, be empowered.
If you liked this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on our social media. We are at IVM Podcasts on Twitter and Instagram.
I hope you enjoyed that show. If you aren't following us on social media, please do. We're IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. So everybody, please do help us out with our survey if you haven't filled it out yet. It's on ivmpodcast.com/survey. This survey is really helpful for us, and fill out the survey completely and we'll put you into a lucky draw and we will send you some IVM swag. And what a great week of episodes we had, and what an eventful week we had. Let me run through some of the episode highlights really quickly. On Pesa Vesa, Samir Nair of Applause Entertainment was on to discuss the web series Scam 1992. Great conversation with Anupam was had. Do check that out. Bhavish Sumaya of Hasbro was on Advertising is Dead. On Positively Unlimited, Chitna is starting a new series from A to Z. This week, Align. Do check that out. And on GBCD, Farhad and Sunitra asked the question, what if they were straight? Interesting conversation. Definitely do check that out. I think you'll enjoy that. And one piece of news for you guys. Cyrus Says is now live on YouTube every weekday at 10 a.m. If you go to our IVM Podcast YouTube channel, you'll be able to catch us over there. And stay tuned for a lot more video content coming out in the next couple of weeks. And with that, I hope to see you again next week.
जिंदगी डायरीज के पन्नों में कुछ पुरानी यादें, समुंदर किनारे झूमते दरख्त, जवान दिल की धड़कनें और अनजान मुलाकातें हैं। तो आइए खोलिए मेरे साथ जिंदगी डायरी के पन्ने और साथ ही खुलकर जीते हैं जिंदगी। आप सुन सकते हैं जिंदगी डायरीज IVM पॉडकास्ट ऐप या वेबसाइट पर, या जहां कहीं से भी आप अपने पॉडकास्ट सुनते हो।